Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to Mizuno ST Max Hybrid review. Now I've got this 6 in my hand here, I've also got the 3 and 4 over here as well, and I will be hitting them as normal. It's the most forgiving of all the hybrids. It will be more forgiving than the Z, wherever you are in the world, and it will be interesting to see how well it performs as well. But I'll be doing the testing of these ones, probably the 3 hybrid against the 7 wood, and also again the Pro Fly High, the one I've literally just done. Again, pop up there, you can have a little look on that one if well, you want, obviously watch this first. But I'll be doing all different comparison testings, and I'll also be putting up this 6. This is a 28 degree, it can go down at 27 quite easily, and my 5 iron is 27 degrees. So I'll also be doing a comparison between iron for hybrid to see what the differences in flight are, etc. for all of them. When it comes to tech, this has got a bigger blue Cortech chamber. It is bigger than the Z, allows the face to flex when you especially hit it low on the face. We'll be doing the testing when it comes to the forgiveness. Again, that will be normal, and I'll do that at the second half of the video. If you go down by the golf ball, it is bigger than the Z. Even if you look at sort of 3 to 3, you can distinctly tell that the Max is bigger than the Z, wherever you are in the world. Even if you go 4, 5 and 6, they're all as big as each other, so there's no difference in the size. Even if you go to a 6, which I'm looking at here, it does look a decent size golf club. The ZZ is slightly smaller. It is a more player's profile, but this one definitely is a little bit more confidence inspiring, which is something which I quite like as well. First of all, let's go whack it into a green and see how they get on. Simulator is now on. We are at Colonial Golf Club, hole 4, I believe it is, and 220 yards out. Yeah, good luck on that one. We have a bunker or 2 down there on the left-hand side to gobble up any, well, not even errant shots, but it's a long way and it's hard green. So any more than 50% and I'll be absolutely ecstatic. There is no carbon or anything else like that. And then when it comes to the sole, you can distinctly see that big blue Cortech chamber, and we've got a weight at the back there. Again, don't know how much that is. Down by the golf ball, again, it's just a nice looking confident size. Yeah, right, review done. That was great. Hit that one well, done its job. It's going to hold the green just 220 yards away. 34 yards in the air and 43 degrees descent angle, 221. I'll take that all day long. So the feeling of that one was a thuddy punch. Definitely was. Obviously, it is a hybrid. You're going to feel like it's a hybrid. It is a miraging steel face, so it is going to feel a little bit more punchy. But then again, they use miraging steel faces because they don't want their heads and faces to explode. There's been quite a few manufacturers of late that have had issues, we say, with failures, which obviously doesn't go well when it comes to customer service. So, but yeah, feeling wise, it is one heck of a punchy hit. If I can do 2 more of those, I'll be a happy man. Oh, do you know what? I've done it again. That is ridiculous. For me, anyway. I don't think I've hit 2 shots that good for a long while, hitting that consistent. Again, no dots on there to see what we have on the face, but again, 33.7 yards in the air. If that was the same beforehand, I'll have to go on editing, but I think it was fairly close. And 43.9 degrees descent angle, 219. Again, you saw it stopped. Definitely stopped on the green. The feeling is just lovely. It really, I mean, it's a really nice punchy thud. Is there much difference to that of the ZZ, wherever you are in the world? Possibly this may have a slightly higher pitched, maybe a slightly louder hit, but it's kind of like, yeah, really small differences. But it's working really, really well. It's going like spins there at 4.2, so it's definitely spinning up. It's definitely spinning up. This is the whole idea of this kind of golf club, to launch it as high as it possibly can and also spin it, not as much as it possibly can do, but have a good amount of spin on there to make the golf ball climb, come in with some nice descent angle, and also when you don't hit the middle, this is what the forte is going to be. So I'll probably do all the forgiveness testing with the 4 rather than the 3 for being even. Right, one more, and if I can hit the green, I'll probably like finish the review there and just say they're amazing. Because on Colonial, hitting the green, yeah. Oh, done it again. It's probably not quite as good a hit, but really, wow, 3 for 3. I'll just stop the review there, shall I? We have got 34 yards in the air, 43.3 degrees descent angle, 218. Again, I mean, those strikes weren't identical, although the flights were nearly identical. Let's go flick over to the 4 and let's go see how that one gets on. We probably won't hit the 6, it's just for testing and bits and pieces on there, but I've got some interesting testing to do when it comes to the 3, the 4 and the 6 iron, comparing all different things to see how a fairway wood, a fly high, which is a direct long iron replacement, and a hybrid works, and see which one works best for most golfers. Back now, data set changed. I have got, probably going to be the same color, doesn't really matter, but I have got the 4 in my hands now. So I've just got this at 22 degrees. They're all set to standard just for this test. They are nice and big and confidence inspiring. When I say big, they're not massive. Again, 200 yards now. Let's see if we can do as good a job as the 3 hybrid. Well, we start off with a no. That's definitely not. Low heel. And you'll see that by when it comes to the dots, because I have got dots on this one, so we'll see straight away when it comes to the tiles at the bottom. 8.5 millimeters low, 10.6 millimeters heel. Yes, welcome to the low heel brigade. And 1.38 efficiency. And that's what you're going to get through these things. You can hit them some weird and wonderful spots and get away with it and get a really good result, because these are ridiculously forgiving of all parts of the face. That's the whole idea of the Max. And now, is it going to be as punchy out the middle? Possibly not, let's be honest. When it comes to a Z, or even the CLK, they are much more peaky designs, and so the faces on those will be a little bit more springy. These are designed to be much more forgiving off of the weird and wonderful bits, of which that class is a weird and wonderful. Right, give it another go. Let's see if I can do a better job of strike than that. And no is the answer. Just as bad. Who cares? That's what I like about the Max. We have got 8.5 mil low, 9 mil heel, so within reason, a carbon copy of the previous one, 1.38 efficiency still. So out of this, I've hit this already. And out the middle, I'm getting 1.39. 1.38 from, not middle. But it's going in, doing a really good job. I mean, it's going 32 yards in the air from a clearly not very good hit, and 45 degrees descent angle. It is stopping on the green. For this one, fully hit, normal, will, I would say around about 201, 202 yards carry. So we're not losing a lot from something which is not ideally in the middle. That's fairly low heel. Right, let's see if I can do a better job for the last one, definitely. So I swapped one for the other. That's slightly toey. Is it going to make a difference? No. It's still on the green. I'm amazed. That's 3 for 3 for 3 for 3. Doing well. What we got? Path slightly from the inside. We're working it. Well done. 4 mil low, 6.5 mil toe, so slightly toey, shall we call it. I mean, that's not really bad whatsoever. But it's going 36 yards in the air, 47 degrees descent angle, 200 yards carry. The reason why that's finished 10 yards right is my face was open to a slightly inside path, and there you go. But it's done a very good job. Now, within my own game, I've always had a fairly centered strike driver. I've always been fairly confident with driver. I quite like driving, no problem. When it comes to the irons, again, anyone who's been watching me for a while generally knows I hit the middle out of irons fairly frequently. But when it comes to the hybrids and the fairways, I've always had a very slight weird relationship with them. So even though I move from a 5 iron into a 4 hybrid, I've always wanted something, especially also within the fairways as well, to be as much help and as much forgiveness as I can possibly get. So going into potentially these Maxes, I was really intrigued, hence why I've got 3, 4 and also the 6 as well to test. So let's go give these a hit all over the face. Let's capture the forgiveness side, not just low toe and also low heel. Let's do some more extremes to really see how these work. And then we'll also do some comparison testing between the fly high, which is 21.5 degrees, the 7 wood, which is 21 degrees, and then also an equivalent hybrid set at the same, to see if it's actually worth going into hybrids or not. On the screen now is not the normal screen. The normal screen I have is for the performance data of all the clubs in question, but as you can see here, rather than doing that, we saw that in the simulator, how well these peak height, how will these stop. Are they going to be as fast out of the middle as a Z, Z, or even an old CLK? No, they're not, but they're not designed that way. They're designed to be more consistent across the face, where the ZZ and CLK are designed to be a bit more peaky, a bit more of the player's type of hybrid. So on the screen now, you can see the comparison between my 27-degree lofted iron, my 5-iron in this case, because I have traditionally lofted irons, against the 6 hybrid set at 27 degrees. So we can see what the differences are when you put the same like-for-like lofted piece of equipment, one iron, one hybrid, and see what the differences are. And straight away you can see by the ball speed we get a 4.7 miles an hour increase. We get a 1.2 degree launch angle increase. We get a 1000 RPM increase in spin. We get a 6-yard increase in peak height, and we get nearly a 4-degree increase in descent angle. 2 yards in it when it comes to carry. I don't expect it to be any different. I don't want it to be any different. These have got to go about 190 yards, which is what I want from my 5-iron or my 5-iron distance. Just look at the graphical side of it, and there you go. I mean, the dispersion rings themselves are very, very close. That's no problem whatsoever. It's just the height. Look at the difference what you get from the same amount of yardage. The gains you're going to get from a hybrid are clear, and with these Maxes in particular, they are designed to launch really well, spin really well, peak height really well, every part of it. Now, when we go over to a slightly different test that I did involving the fly high, involving the 3 hybrid and also the 7 wood, these are all lofted at the same amount to see how well they work. If you look at all the differences on there, you've got ball speed, slight increases as you go along. The 3 and the 7 wood are very, very close. So 14.1 in launch, 14.2, and then 15.2. You've got 3/8 spin, 4.5 spin, nearly 5,000 spin. You can see the spin generation changes straight away. Then that leads to 34 yards in the air, 38 yards in the air, and 40 yards in the air. They're all within 5 yards of each other. And look at the descent angle, 43.5, 46, and 48. The clear wins that happen when you go through the transition of help. Now, these are at my speed, and when you're talking about golfers with either a faster swing speed or a slower swing speed, that transition just happens earlier. So where my transition happens from the 5-iron into the 4 something, guys, you might go into the 6-iron. You even might find for the slow swingers that it's going to happen at 7-iron. So 7-iron is your longest iron before you then go into a 6 hybrid with whatever loft and stuff like that. There are manufacturers that make 7 hybrids because of that transition happens earlier. And again, if you are someone who swings faster than me, that transition might happen at 3 hybrid or even 2. So I have done a little test also on these before we get to the forgiveness side. Now this has a 5 degree. Now Mizuno say it's 4 degree difference. No, it's not. It's 5 degree difference on its loft sleeve. Say you've got a 22 with a 4 hybrid. That's a 22 degree lofted head. But you can also go 21-20 and 23-24. So you've actually got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You've got 5 degrees of option on that. And so what I've done is I've done a test with the 4 hybrid at its lowest loft, as in the one that will make it go the furthest, and then also put it up to its highest loft to see what the differences are. And you can see for me, it's making 15 yards difference. Now 15 yards difference in iron wise is over an iron. It's about an iron and a quarter or so. And so that is how much movement you have. So if you want to dial your distances in, each one has got so much yardage gap in it, and because of the offset camber loft sleeve, they all potentially have, and again this is very, very individual, but with the offset camber loft sleeve, it does make the face look open and closed depending if you have the loft up or down. So the normal is if the more loft you add, the more draw biased you make it, and the more loft you take away, the more fade biased you make it. So if you do not like your trajectory that you have with a certain hybrid, but you still want to have the same distance, say you fade it and you don't want to fade it as much, you then just go to the lower lofted head, up the loft, which makes it more draw biased and takes that miss off the right. You can do it the other way around as well. That's why the off-center camber loft sleeves are brilliant when it comes to dialing in not just distance, but flight as well. So it's time to have a look at the forgiveness. As always, if you want to know how well something works, some weird and wonderful spots, you first need to know how it works out of the middle. And I've got one here, 0 mil high, 1 mil toe, so within 1 millimeter, bang on. Our face and club path are very 0-0, 24 degrees aloft, 1.39. And I've hit that quite a few times now. 1.39 is all you're going to get out of one of these, say all you're going to get. It's just the number you're going to get, 1.39 out of it. Now, if you go to a Z, or even the CLK, you are going to potentially get a fraction more efficiency, bang for your buck, out of the very middle. But remember, they are more players' idea of hybrids, and so they do not necessarily like nowhere near as much as this one to be hit all over the face. This is designed to be much more forgiving across a much larger area. And so if you move over to the first one, look at this one, 13 millimeters low, 19 millimeters heel. Yes, that dot is nearly missing the face. We are 1.34 efficiency, which is 0.05 off of perfect, with an open face of nearly 2 degrees. 1.34 from there. That is definitely testing out the Cortech Chamber. That little blue bit on the bottom of the golf club, which is designed to squish and let the whole face go when you haven't got any trampoline left, because the whole idea of the middle trampolines bounce back, but when you hit it that low, there's no trampoline effect whatsoever. So we're hoping on that Cortech Chamber to do its job. And at 1.34, only losing 0.05 from there is miraculous. Absolutely miraculous. I have never seen a hybrid be that forgiving off of that strike. Let's go a little bit more sensible. 12 mil heel, 4 mil low. Foresight from the inside, face is slightly closed. 1.39. So that's 16 millimeters heel, gross, and off the middle, and 1.39. We haven't lost anything. Loft's at 24 degrees, so that's no different to the maxed out. It is just ridiculously good. Let's go low on the face, 12 mil low, 3 mil toe. As you can see there, not very good when it comes to low on the face. It doesn't, well, it works very, very well, 1.39. We've only lost 0.02. Like, I cannot get just how ridiculously forgiving this hybrid is. You can hit it even with a 2.2 degree open face and 15 millimeters gross off the middle, 12 millimeters low. It's still only losing 0.02 from perfect. I mean, that is just mental. I don't think I've ever seen a hybrid or even fairway wood do anything like that. It is just so ridiculous. If you go now 12 mil toe, 7 mil low, let's get low toe with again a nearly 2 degree open face, 1.34. So we've lost 0.05. We're nearly 20 millimeters now gross off the middle with a 2 degree open face nearly, and it's only losing 0.05. It's going 34 yards in the air and 46 degrees ascent angle, and from our average of 201 yards or whatever it would be, we're losing 6 yards. That is it. It is crazy. So the last one here, I've got 22 mil toe, 1 mil low, which I think you'd agree is not middle. By no stretch of the imagination, it is not middle. It is nearly an inch gross off the middle. We've got a path which is slightly across and face which is 0. That's why it's going 11 yards left, because basically I told it to. That's the way my swing was going. 29 yards in the air and 42.2 degrees ascent angle. That will still stop on most greens. Anything over 45 degrees definitely will do, but in reality, anything over 40 degrees is going to stop on most screens. 191, we have lost a little bit of yardage, but it's like 10 yards, guys, from there. It is crazy. It is just so, so good, this hybrid. When you do tests like this, and these are completely unbiased, quad doesn't care, I'm just capturing information on just how good it or not it is, and then I stick it up on the screen and explain it away if I need to work out, say, oh, this has got slightly more loft, slightly less loft, slightly open face, slightly less loft. So we make the adjustment there, but it is just amazing, the new ST Max Hybrid. It's definitely something that I'm going to think about changing. I'll probably change for the 4, yes, but I would still think I might actually go to a 5 wood and drop the 3 hybrid and go to a 5 wood, just because of what I was saying earlier. As soon as you chop and change from an iron to a direct long iron replacement, you're going to win. If you go from a direct long iron replacement to a hybrid, you're going to win. And then if you go from a hybrid to a fairway wood, again, you're going to win. You can't get around physics. That lower, further back center of gravity is just going to get that golf ball launching. And guys, for the slower swingers out there, no different to the faster swingers out there, that transition just happens earlier or later, depending on your custom fit. And so you've got to remember, guys, when it comes to this, you've got to make sure you get custom fit. It is imperative you do that, get custom fit properly, because there will always be a point of transition. And so you make sure you don't waste your money buying irons and bits and pieces like that that you do not need. So hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up. YouTube likes it, and especially so do I. Next to that is a subscribe button. That's the most important button of the lot. It's free, and if you could subscribe, thank you very much. Next to that is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well. We'll see you again soon.